Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have Raul Ganzinelli from Barcelona, España, Spain. And he is going to be talking about leaving the comfort zone. So you guys already had a little brief summary about Raul, but let's kick it off with Raul. You can introduce yourself and I leave it to you.
All right, thank you, Tulsi. Yeah, it is a pleasure for me to share this space with you and the community around you. And well, my name is, yeah, as Tulsi said, is Raul, and Raul Ganzinelli. I'm 40 years old. I live in Barcelona,
You mean
Spain.
40 years?
What is it? Yeah, 40.
Maybe you were a little bit nervous.
What did I say?
4 years old.
40, 40.
40.
Maybe, I'm sorry, my
It's okay, don't worry.
40, 40. I wish it was four. No, it's not the case. Four and a zero behind. So 40, 40. Yeah. But yeah, I'm an engineer, and yeah, I've been working in a public company for 15 years now, and yeah, I have some experiences in the past. I have an entrepreneur soul, and I have enjoyed getting out of my comfort zone quite so many times now. So yeah, in my personal life, I have so many projects, and I've tried to open startups. I've traveled around the world, and I just feel that something that goes with my personality, and yeah, that's the topic that we are gonna talk about today. Hopefully, it can be inspiring for some of you, or maybe not, but at least I can share my experience with you, and then you can take your own conclusions out of it.
Sounds good. I mean, I know that a lot of people are interested about this topic, so you're not going to have anyone bored here. I'm certain of your story is very exciting because there's a lot of people here who I mean, all of us have dreams, right? And at some point, we always maybe feel like we're in a little zone, that little comfort zone. And that's why we have you here, because you've had some really nice experiences and leaving at 16. That's very young. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 12 years old, something like this, and my sister was 15. My parents told her if she wanted to, my parents are kind of like very open-minded people, and for their age anyway. So they told her if she wanted to go to study abroad as an exchange student for 1 year in the United States. My parents knew a family in the United States. They were friends, and they offered to host my sister for 1 year. So they told her if she wanted to, and she said yes. And so she kind of prepared herself, studied a little bit of English, and when she was 16, from 16 to 17, she lived this experience in the United States. And I was 12 at the time, and I thought, wow, my sister is so brave. And it was weird because it was before the internet. That was in 1995, 1996, and yeah, I mean, we would call her every 15 days or 2 weeks or something like this, and that would be the whole contact we had with her for a whole year. And she would send some pictures, and I was just amazed. And when she came back, she came so different. So grown up, so more experience. And some years later, when my time came, my parents told me the same, and I was just like, I was ready, because I had seen my sister's example, who she was the bravest, and I followed her lead, and I did the same experience. Actually, my dad did it 40 years ago. My dad is from Uruguay, and he also had this same experience. He was older. He was like 18 at the time, and it was less time. It was like for 6 months. but that was for like, 50 years ago. And so I guess it's kind of a family thing. And uh, when the time arrived for me, I was just so ready to live this experience. And I remember telling my friends, at high school, because at that time I was at high school, and I would tell them, hey, next year I won't be with us guys, with you guys. I will be living this experience in the United States. And they would say, but for how long? For a year. And do you go with some Spanish people? No, I will be with American family. But why would you do that? And they would just they wouldn't understand. And yeah, when time arrived, I just my case and my baggage and left. And I actually had more modern experience than my sister, because I was there in the 1998, 1999, and the internet already was starting to arrive to houses. And my host family which was a known family for us also. They had a computer. They wouldn't have personal emails at the time. It was just one email for everyone. And I could start. I was sending one email a week, my family or something like this. So yeah, I was just so excited. It was difficult. It was difficult at the beginning, because you actually have to face a lot of new things, and you're probably not ready. Learning a new language, learning a new culture, adapting to a new place, a new home, new rules, new parents, um, new friends, new high school. Everything is different. And that age, you are kind of growing up, and have a lot of insecurities, a lot of doubts, a lot of everything. So it's a key moment. And it actually makes you, it's like, hey, don't sleep. I mean, here you have to survive, you have to adapt. And yeah, I mean, after maybe the first couple of months, those were a little harder. But once I made my adaptation, and I started, understanding the language, communicating better and better, and then everything went super good. I can say that it's one of the best experiences of my life, for sure.
Wow, so amazing. Tell us some funny things that you went through when you were going through this exchange, like also like what insecurities came up, and how you were feeling, and you're like, oh my God, I was in mommy and daddy's nest, and now I'm here. you know
Yeah, I had some bad moments. I remember the first day at high school. Um, I didn't know anyone. So I went to class. I had my schedule, so I went to different classes. And there was the cafeteria break, lunch break. I don't remember. It was like at 11:30 or noon or something like this. So I go to this cafeteria. It was a like huge high school, not huge, maybe for the state, but huge for Spain. My high school, maybe we were like 400 students, and in that high school there were 3K or something. So I find myself in that huge cafeteria with 800 students in at that moment, and I just follow the guy above me, that goes before me. I just speak. I didn't speak the language at the time. It was only 15 days since I had arrived from, so my English was pretty bad, mostly as now. No, it's a
now
little
you're
worse.
good now.
Thanks. And see, that's one of the benefits that you get when you leave one of those. So I see this guy taking this pizza, these chips, this paying. I would just pick the same, because I wouldn't dare asking or anything. And I would pay the same thing, everything. Then I have my food. I have my my I don't remember the name, but the tray. I had my tray with my pizza, my cookie, yeah, my cookies, my beverage, everything. And I'm there, and I see everyone seated. I was like, okay, now I have to find a place to sit. And I would see some tables, like all the tables were full. People were already talking. So I see this table in front of me with four guys there, and the rest of the table was free. So I was just there. I walked there friendly. I said, kind of took the chair a little bit and looked at them and said, hey guys, do you mind, with my better English, can I sit here? They look at me and they say no.
Oh my God, that's
and
the
they push
worst.
the chair. They push the chair again, and I'm like, what? What is this? So I saw one place like empty there, and I'm like sitting there alone, my first day, thinking, oh, these guys don't like me, and these people that they will think I'm a freak, and
Yeah,
and so I eat fast, and I'm like, I'm laughing. I know I'm laughing, but it was a
it
bad moment.
was. I bet.
Thinking that everyone was looking at me. It was obviously not. But then I went to the bathroom to spend the last 10 minutes until the bell would ring and for next class. So when I got home, I said, "All right, this cannot happen again.
I'm
I
going to be
need to,
smarter.
I need to be smarter. I need to prepare myself." So what I did next day was I had recognized a guy that was a friend of my host sister, let's say, because a week after I arrived, my host sister was doing an exchange student, but the opposite. She was going to my house in Barcelona. So we were like sweet. So before she left, so we kind of were together like 15 days, and then she went to Barcelona. And before she left, she did like a goodbye party, and then I met some of her friends, and I had recognized this guy from that party in the class before the lunch. So I went to this guy next day and say, hey, I'm Raul. I'm Marla's friend. I'm Marla's brother, host brother. Do you mind if I sit with you today at lunch? And he said, yeah, sure, no problem. So yeah, and then I would see I sat with him, and I met all his friends, and he ended up being one of the most popular guys in the high school. And and in that table, they were like all very, very nice people. So I ended up sitting with the coolest people in high school, and making good friends, first week. And so but it was all thanks that I had a problem with the previous guys. And I asked them, hey, what, you know this happened to me. Those guys, who? Those guys, oh, those guys like farmers are like very weird. Don't worry. I was like, okay. I jumped into the meanest people in high school my first day. But yeah, this is just a story, but it makes you realize that you have to adapt. You have to, and you cannot go home and cry when something goes wrong and hide. I mean, you just gotta keep trying. Because as we say in I'm a fan of football and soccer, and
Barça?
as we say, Barca, for example, yeah, for sure. And as we say, is like we gotta play offense. We might not score, but that's our strategy. We gotta play offense. That's then in this way we will have a lot more chances of scoring and then winning the match. So I play offense. That's my strategy in life, and I can miss a lot of times, but eventually I will come up with a solution. So yeah, that's just one story, but I have thousands. I don't want to bore you.
Let me see if my speaker is fine. Okay.
I hear.
Yeah, you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. You said something amazing there, because we could we could just let that opportunity pass. Like instead of, you took the opportunity to remember some people that you knew, and that turned the table. And we have that at every moment. We have the choice. We could either choose and mope, like you said, or you could choose to see the good in it and say, I'm going to get up and I'm going to change it. And that's what you've done. And that's pretty brave, because you never knew what the response of that guy is going to be, and you just took a chance.
Yes, what I didn't have anything to lose, at the end of the day. I always like to ask myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? If I want to get something, I got to try it. The no I already have. What if it's a yes? Or what if it happens? If you don't try, it doesn't happen. That's physical law, physics law.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. You make it sound like those movies, in that we watch on TV of America, where they all sitting in that cafeteria, the canteen, and then you got this guy who takes out the leg and trips the other dude. It kind of made me remember, like, I was like thinking, oh my God, don't tell me that's going to happen to Raul. But it's the case for all of us, really, when we went to school, changing from from primary school to high school. It's just a different dynamic, and for you was the language as well. So not only your culture, where I know you guys have breakfast at like late, you have lunch late, you have dinner late, and then you got American lifestyle, breakfast early, lunch early, dinner early. Hey, I'll keep on talking. So let me just go and ask some questions here that the community has given us here.
All right.
Got question number 1 here. What are the emotional signs that one feels when they know that they must leave the comfort zone but don't want to?
Wow, this is a very difficult question. Don't want to or can't. Anyways, I would say fear, stress, anxiety, frustration, but bad feelings in general. And I don't know, my way of seeing life is like, you don't want to have those, they don't bring anything good. And on the opposite side, the benefits from doing it, from leaving the comfort zone are great, usually great. You turn those like bad feelings into better feelings, like relief, pride, gratitude, happiness. So it is always worth it, because you make your life circle bigger. If you are always in the same spot, in your comfort zone, let's say you have this comfort zone, right? And you live here. This is a very comfortable place. That's sure, but there are so many things out there. It may be scary to get out of there, but the growth, personal growth, economical growth, every kind of growth is outside that circle. So, if you don't want to do something, don't do it. I wouldn't. I don't think you have to do things that you don't want to do. But if it's going to be good for you, I encourage everyone to really take action. It doesn't have to be massive action. Sometimes it can be like small step. Just take the first step when you want to achieve something. Maybe it's very far, but you don't have to look far, because that is overwhelming. But in order to arrive here, you first have to go here, then here, and here, and here, and maybe just taking one step. It's just one step forward towards the goal, and ultimately, I think it's a great thing. For me, it has been life changing.
Amazing. That is so good because I mean, you do have people who are older here that are thinking, I don't have the youth to take the step. But I think there's a difference there between intuition, when your intuition is telling you don't do it, and when you know that you have to do something to get on the other side. They always say that your dream is on the other side of fear. You know, what you want is on the other side of that fear. So yeah, you just basically put it in really good words there. And yeah, so let me move on to question 2 here. What do you like and don't like about the Spanish ways or culture? What do you like and don't like about the American ways or culture?
All right, let's start with Spanish. What I like, what I like about Spain, a lot of things. Okay, let's start with a rich variety of food. We have a very rich gastronomy, as you know, because you have lived here. And every different area of Spain has their own um, food culture, and you can find different kind of foods, and they have all in common that they are pretty wealthy because we are, you know, as you know, we are a Mediterranean country, and we based most of our kitchen in olive oil, which is very, very rich and very healthy. And what else? You know, fresh food, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, everything. So I think the gastronomy is a strong thing. About people, I think it's mostly easygoing and friendly people in general. Of course, you can find mean people, stupid people, and worst people, as everywhere, you know.
Everywhere.
But in general, I think that Spaniards are friendly, easygoing. You know, they don't uh, get too much stuck with things. They just have the feeling that we only live once, and we have to work, yes, but let's enjoy life also. Uh, then the country, I think it's pretty beautiful. Of course, South Africa is amazing. I've been there, and it's astonishing. Well, all the countries have their things, right?
Yeah.
But in the case of Spain, yeah, you know, we also have the sea, the ocean, mountains, lakes. What else? We have everything,
Nice
and
desserts and nice sweets. Sorry, I have to go there.
yes, yes. Also nice beaches. We have islands, so it's beautiful. The weather is pretty nice, pretty nice. It's in the south of Spain. You have a very nice weather. Maybe too hot in the summer for some, but it's very very nice. It's nicer than in. I mean, if you like you know, heat, and if you like not too much rain, maybe you like rain, then it's not the place for you. Some parts of Spain, in north of Spain, you will have rain, some rain, but not in general. What else? We have a very good and free health system. Also, I think that's a very important point. So if you live in Spain, you have the right. If you get ill, injured, whatever, it's all covered by the health system. If you go, that's something that when I go to the States, this doesn't happen. If you don't have the money to pay a private, you know, health insurance, then you are not so good. So this is good. Safety, it's a pretty safe country. No, not too much weapons. Although of course there's robberies sometimes and pickpockets and all this, but not too. Of course, there's you know, we have some deaths and all of these, but very few compared to other countries. It's a pretty safe country. You can go, you can walk at 3 a.m. in the morning, mostly everywhere. You will be all right. Socialization, as I said, it's a very important part of our culture. You know, we like to gather together in a terrace after work and have some drinks, or and have a good time.
2 hour lunches.
Uh,
Just kidding.
what is it?
2 hour lunches. 2 hour lunches
Yeah.
where you're like blah 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 blah. Okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
blah 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 blah. I have a pee.
Yeah, we
Anyways,
like talking, we like joking. We're like warmer people in general than northern people.
yeah,
We have a rich story also. I'm going to accelerate because otherwise this point is going to be
yeah. You guys have good artists, Reina Sofia,
good
like Salvador
artists.
Dali and Picasso.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rich architecture,
Mhm.
a lot of folkloric traditions, popular festivals. And as I said, I just think that Spanish people normally love life and try to enjoy it, and we so we don't usually dedicate the entire life to work and make money, which I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's our way. In general, you will always find people from it. Don't like what I don't like about Spain: low salaries compared to northern countries, not too much work in some areas. We sometimes we have problems, and mostly for young people, they have some difficulties to find a job, and that's bad. A lot of differences between rich and poor. So sometimes there's too much difference, and that's bad. Also, I think it's not too keen for entrepreneurship, which I love. I have an entrepreneur soul, as I said in the introduction, and it's not. See, as it's a good thing in the States. I will go over this later, but in the States, if you want to make a startup, you will have, all the help and the mentality and everything. Everyone will support you. In Spain, is difficult. Also, so there's also a lot of not too much, not too serious for investment. There's a lot of drugs among young people. That's bad. High rate of unemployment, as I said, mostly in young people. Low investment is in science and RDI, and too much energetic dependence on other countries. Too much economic dependence on tourism and construction.
Okay.
That would be the lowest points for Spain. And for the US, I will just name them because otherwise it would take forever.
Go for it.
High salaries, powerful economy, good place to invest, good place to be an entrepreneur, high investment in science and RDI, great country, lots of services, is where big opportunities can happen if you work hard, lots of money around, beautiful country, amazing cities, very open-minded in general.
Cool. Nice.
And what I don't like.
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And what I don't like would be food. Food doesn't have anything to do with Spanish food. Short history, not too much folkloric and traditional identity, because of course they have 500 years of history, and that's not too much. Safety is not too good. They have lots of weapons and lots of murders and all this. People is still colder than South Europeans. Not so much socialization. Too much work for me, and great differences also between rich and poor. That's same. And the last thing would be that you need a car for almost everything.
Yeah, that is true. In Spain, it's so cool. You just enter in the train and you're in the center. Boom. Like it. I just love the way that it is, and I love the train systems, like the way the tickets work, where that you just buy the 10 rides and you can go anywhere. You don't have to worry about zones and things like this. I love the system with the rails in transport. So well networked. Anyways, let me move to the next one.
Yeah, in Spain, you can walk mostly everywhere in the big cities, so that's nice. I mean, cities are not so big, and unless, so I think that's good.
Yeah, indeed. It's just really well connected. Number 3, at 16, most of us in this community don't send our kids abroad. We feel that it's too young. What can our kids learn by doing what you have done at such a young age?
I mean, it is not common in Spain either. I mean, I don't want to, make it look like everyone does this in Spain. No, I mean, even as I said before, in my case, it only happened because my parents were, you know, very open-minded, and they allowed, they gave me this opportunity, but it's not common. But if you do send your kids, it doesn't have to be at 16. It can be 15, 18, you know, college. I mean, that's when every kid is ready. But if they do, if you do send them at this age, they grow a lot as, I think they do grow a lot as a person, you know, because when you, as I said, when you're a developing age and you step out of your comfort zone, you face situations like the one I said before, that living under your parents, you know, nest, as you said, or roof, you wouldn't, and that makes you grow instantly and constantly as a human being, because you your instinct of survival makes you, you know, do whatever it takes, So besides the language, which is something really interesting to learn, another language besides one, your mother tongue, you just grow up personally, and when you come back, you are like much more ready to face life, you know, as it comes, and maybe you see your friends facing some situations, you know, and getting nervous about something, and you are like, that's not, it's not that a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's basically what they can get if they are brave to, you know, to send their kids to this kind of experience. And also if the kids want, right? I mean, I don't think you will have to send someone that doesn't want to go, but I do think it has great benefits.
Yes, I mean, you just like said something really great, because 16, you know, 16, 15, 16, it's all teenage years that you're learning how to control your emotions. You're really learning how to walk through this life. And if you've got everything that you wanted so easily, to not be able to face yourself in certain challenges because you can run home so easily, you'd never know what kind of addiction or how it could manifest, basically. But if you left in a situation where, like, you cannot run to mommy and daddy, you've got to do this because mommy and daddy are never going to be there all your life. So you got this. It's almost like you got this, you know. And what's the worst that can happen? I mean, you know, you don't have enough money to go and buy drugs at a drug dealer because you got a host family and they have to, like, no, you know. So
yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, of course, I guess you can get in trouble also, but at the end of the day, at the end of the experience, I think you send the kid and an adult comes back. That's the way to summarize it, you know.
Responsible, become a bit more responsible of your life, isn't? Oh wow, that's amazing. I could go on there, but you know, let me just go to question number 4. It's hard to trust someone with a 16-year-old. Most parents, proud investment, and then to say we will leave our kids with a stranger for 1 year. What advice do you give to parents on this?
I mean, it is certainly hard. If you ask my mother, she would probably tell you that you know, she suffered a lot, and was scared, you know, to send her kid you know, abroad. But she knew that who was who I was going, you know, with. She knew the family who I was going. It's not like she sent me or my sister, you know, blinded and crossed fingers that the people that were you know, hosting us would be nice people. No, I mean, there's one key thing in this process, which is that we did this through official organization. So if anyone wants to do this, I really you know, suggest that they do the same, you know, through an organization. Like, for example, mine was called Youth for Understanding. I actually checked, and they have I don't know how it's called, but they have in South Africa
Exchange programs.
Yeah, also. So they are worldwide, and they are in South Africa. I will send you the link later if
Yeah,
anyone is
sure. I'll
interested.
put it
Check
with
it
this
out.
recording. Yeah.
And what these people do is that is like, so it's not like you send your kids to someone that you don't know. It's like they, the families have to qualify, and they have to pass an interview, and so and they usually they have their own kids sent into the same program to another family. So what happens is that usually the host family wants to will treat your kid the same way they would like you to treat their kid. I don't know if I make
Yeah,
myself explain.
definitely. 100% makes sense there.
So yeah, at the end is it's a matter of trusting the process, trusting the place. Of course, it's not like you lose control of your kid, you lose connection with your kid. You can talk to your kid. The kid always has a um, an adult of the organization checking up every month, and if something goes wrong, you can just call and say, hey, I'm not, I'm not happy with this family. They're not treating me well. I'm having problems, or I don't know, whatever. So it's not that a big deal. So I don't know if.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah, they have a choice. If it's not working out, they have a
Yeah.
choice.
It's not
They're not like
like they're
stuck in a
chained.
prison.
No, no. So I mean, I remember some kids changing the family. Okay,
Yeah.
and it might be part of an experience, of the process of understanding how human connections work, and maybe you go there and you think that those people are mean, or you don't connect to them. Maybe you change, and then you understand that the first ones were not so bad. They were just different from you or in your culture. I don't know. It's I think it's everything at the end is stepping out of your comfort zone and growing. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Learning. True. Okay, let me hit on question number 5. Tell us, where are you? Question number 5. Yeah, tell us why you are so passionate about cars and
Oh.
motorcycles.
Well, this is just it has nothing to do with the topic. It's just something that I have inside me since I was a kid. I started my passion with cars when at the age of 2. When I was I would start shouting the brands of the cars, like BMW, Mercedes, Audi. I don't know. I would recognize the cars, and I would say the brand, and all the adults around me would be like, "What is this kid doing?"
It's not learning
And
ABC, it's learning cars.
yeah. I mean, it would be like the first word. I mean, before saying other things like water, I would say this. So it's weird. I don't know. So I was very kid. So I started with cars. I had all these hundreds of small cars, and RFID cars also that I would control, and all kind of cars, and that's all I would ask for, for Christmas, and well, that and a soccer ball. I also am a fan of soccer, so as I said, so those were my two, better presents. Then later on, video games. That's another story. Um, and then when I was a teenager, my older cousins had motorbikes, and they were like my heroes. They were like my references. I would see them like as coolest guys on earth, and I wanted to be like them. So I started. I would see the races, motorbike races with them in the TV, and I would start. I started to get interested into motorbikes, and since motorbikes were much cheaper than cars, I started dreaming about buying my first motorbike. So yeah, at the age of 16, I bought my first motorbike. Now I'm 40, and I've had, like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 so far. And at the age of 25, that took longer because I didn't have the money. But when I got out of school and I had my first job, then I bought my first car, my first BMW. And yeah, I cannot change car as often as motorbikes, as often as I wish, but I still, enjoy a lot riding. Now I have a Z4, which is a convertible, and I enjoy driving it around the sun. I also go to racing cars sometime, and yeah, I just love them. I don't know. Since I was a kid, I just and I still nowadays I turn around, and when I'm in a trip, with my former couple, for example, with a friend, I always like, oh, take me a picture with this car, or I stop and take picture of cars, and people is like, what is this guy doing?
Well, only you
So,
know, because you affiliated with that sort of passion. So, but it's really nice to know this. I can go on about this comfort zone. Because also going on a motorbike is like breaking the comfort zone, and people
yes.
think it's a coffin on two wheels, and you just go for your passion and you do it. And I could just talk on this topic forever because of living in Spain and exchanging cultures. But I'm going to leave you to give a final statement and to do the closing off to our community on this topic. How's that?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't know. In my experience, you have to pursue your dreams, right? And to feel fulfilled, to feel happy, and that it's only going to happen if you get out of your comfort zone. I mean, very strangely, you will find your dreams, your goals in your comfort. So for me, there's only one way. I mean, looking for what I want, setting a goal, and doing whatever it takes to get it. Of course, you don't have to jump the cliff out of the cliff or anything like that, or do crazy things, or risk your health or your economy or something like this. You can do things at your own pace, with security net, and also with help. Sometimes we need help, and a lot of people doesn't try to do or overcome all the obstacles for themselves, and that is something that is very, very difficult, very difficult. So sometimes it's good to ask for help. Sometimes no, it is good to ask for help. So if you want to pursue your dreams, find a accountability partner, maybe have a coach, have someone that can guide you, and invest in yourself, and as Leslie said before, fear is the key. Fear is the worst, for me, the worst feeling. It paralyzes. It will stop us from achieving whatever we want to achieve. Don't let fear put in your way from where you are and to where you want to be. If you take one step at a time, even a small step, that fear will vanish, and your circle will be bigger and bigger every time. And at the end of the day, at the end of the trip, you will have a great surface, great space where you will feel comfortable, not only this small spot. So that would be my conclusion.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Raul. It's been such a pleasure. Your topic is so amazing, and I'm sure it's inspired a lot of people, and it's certainly helped me in so many ways. So for now, community, we say bye to Raul until we meet our next guest. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you, Tulsi. See you
Bye.
soon. Bye
You
bye.
too.
Kisses to everyone.